Most personal finance advice lives at one of two extremes. The first extreme is spend less on everything, cut every cost, find the cheapest version of every product and every service, and redirect the savings toward wealth building. Frugality as a universal principle applied without discrimination across every spending category. The second extreme is you get what you pay for. Quality costs money. Cheap products fail faster, perform worse, and cost more in the long run. The premium is always justified because premium means better. Both of these frameworks are wrong in ways that cost people real money. The spend less on everything framework fails because some premiums are genuinely worth paying. The person who buys the cheapest tires available for their car, the cheapest mattress in the store, the cheapest work shoes for a job that requires standing 8 hours a day, they are not building wealth through frugality. They are paying in performance, safety, health, and replacement frequency for a discount that doesn't hold up over the full ownership period. The you get what you pay for framework fails because enormous categories of consumer spending charge premiums that deliver no proportionate improvement in outcome. The brand name cleaning product that performs identically to the store brand, the new car that depreciates 25% in the first year, while the 3-year-old version of the same vehicle performs identically, the premium medication with the same active ingredient as the generic. The premium charged in these categories is pure extraction, not quality. The financially intelligent approach requires something more nuanced than either extreme, knowing specifically which categories reward the premium and which categories punish it. That knowledge, applied consistently, allows someone to spend more where it genuinely matters and dramatically less where it doesn't, capturing the real benefits of quality investment while eliminating the fictional premiums that deliver nothing but a higher price tag. This video covers 10 things genuinely worth paying more for and 10 categories where the cheap option wins every time. The criteria are consistent throughout: total cost of ownership over the full use period, measurable outcome differences between price tiers, and the specific mechanisms that make the premium worth paying or not worth paying in each category.
Worth paying more for. Number 1. Tires. Tires are the only part of a vehicle in contact with the road. Every braking decision, every emergency maneuver, every wet weather stop depends entirely on the 4 patches of rubber connecting the vehicle to the ground. The quality of those 4 patches has a measurable, documented impact on stopping distance that is directly related to safety outcomes. Consumer Reports tire testing data consistently shows stopping distances of 10 to 20 feet between budget tires and quality mid-range or premium tires in wet braking tests from 60 miles per hour. At highway speeds, 15 feet is the difference between a close call and a collision. This is not a marginal performance difference. It is a safety outcome difference that cannot be recovered through any amount of careful driving if the tires cannot grip. Beyond safety, quality tires last longer. Budget tires rated for 40,000 miles that actually deliver 35,000 miles cost more per mile of actual use than quality tires rated for 60,000 miles that deliver 58,000 miles, even when the quality tires cost 40% more upfront. The cost per mile calculation almost always favors the quality tire when calculated honestly. The premium worth paying? $50 to $100 more per tire for a reputable mid-range or quality brand with strong independent safety ratings and realistic mileage guarantees.
Number 2. A quality mattress. The average person spends approximately 1/3 of their life on their mattress. Over 10 years of average use, that represents approximately 29,000 hours of contact with a single product. The quality of those hours has documented effects on sleep quality, which has documented effects on cognitive function, immune system performance, cardiovascular health, mood regulation, and metabolic function. The research on sleep quality and health outcomes is extensive and consistent. Poor sleep is associated with increased risk of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, depression, and impaired immune response. A mattress that causes back pain, disrupts sleep architecture, or creates pressure points that reduce sleep quality is not a neutral cost saving. It is an ongoing daily investment in worse health outcomes. The mattress market has a specific quality cliff, a price point below which most products deliver materially worse performance in support, pressure relief, and longevity. That cliff sits at approximately $800 to $1,200 for a queen size from a reputable manufacturer. Below that price, materials compress more quickly, support degrades within 2 to 3 years, and sleep quality deteriorates alongside the mattress. A quality mattress at $1,200 that maintains performance for 10 years costs $120 annually. A budget mattress at $400 that needs replacement after 4 years costs $100 annually, while delivering meaningfully worse sleep quality for its shorter functional life. The cost per year is similar. The outcome difference is significant. The premium worth paying is $800 to $1,500 for a quality mattress from a manufacturer with verified independent review scores, a minimum 10-year warranty, and documented materials that maintain support over the warranty period.
Number 3. Whole life and term life insurance. Getting the right coverage amount. This entry is specifically about buying adequate coverage rather than the cheapest minimum. The category of insurance where underbuying consistently produces catastrophic financial outcomes is life insurance for households with dependents and insufficient assets to replace income through investment returns. The standard recommendation for life insurance coverage is 10 to 12 times annual income for the primary earner. Someone earning $70,000 annually should carry $700,000 to $840,000 in coverage. The premium difference between $500,000 in coverage and $750,000 in coverage for a healthy 35-year-old is approximately $8 to $12 monthly. The difference in financial protection provided to dependents in the event of death is $250,000. Underinsuring because the monthly premium for adequate coverage costs more than the minimum coverage premium is a false economy that transfers catastrophic financial risk to the people least equipped to absorb it. The household that loses an income earner and receives $500,000 in insurance proceeds instead of $750,000 did not save the $10 premium. They paid $250,000 in reduced financial security for their surviving family members. The premium worth paying, the full cost of adequate coverage, 10 to 12 times income, rather than the minimum coverage that fits the cheapest premium available. Number 4. Work shoes and footwear for high-demand occupations. For people who stand, walk, or move on their feet for 8 or more hours daily, nurses, teachers, restaurant workers, retail employees, tradespeople, warehouse workers, footwear is not a fashion category. It is a health intervention whose quality has direct consequences for back health, knee health, joint function, and daily pain levels. The biomechanics of standing and walking in unsupportive footwear over thousands of hours per year have documented consequences. Plantar fasciitis, shin splints, knee pain, hip misalignment, and lower back pain are all associated with insufficient footwear support in high-demand occupations. The medical costs and quality of life costs of these conditions substantially exceed any savings from budget footwear. Quality occupational footwear from brands with documented ergonomic research, Dansko, Brooks, New Balance, Keen, costs $100 to $200. Budget occupational footwear costs $40 to $60. The premium of $60 to $140 evaluated against the daily physical demands of an 8-hour standing shift and the potential downstream health costs of inadequate support represents one of the most clearly justified premiums in any spending category. The premium worth paying: $100 to $200 for quality footwear specifically designed for the demands of the specific occupation, replaced when support degrades rather than when the upper shows visible wear.
Number 5. A quality chef's knife. This entry is specifically about a single quality knife rather than a full knife block, the one tool in a kitchen that is used daily whose quality has a measurable impact on cooking experience and safety, and where the premium for quality is disproportionately small relative to the improvement in daily use. A quality 8-inch chef's knife from a reputable manufacturer, Victorinox Fibrox at $45, Wusthof Classic at $150, Global at $120, performs categorically better than a $15 budget knife in edge retention, balance, and cutting precision. It is also significantly safer. Dull knives require more pressure, increasing the probability of slipping and cutting the user. Sharp, quality knives cut cleanly with controlled force. A quality chef's knife maintained with periodic sharpening lasts decades. Many professional cooks use the same knife for 20 or 30 years. The $150 Wusthof, maintained properly, costs $7.50 annually over 20 years. The $15 budget knife, replaced every 3 years, because budget knives cannot hold an edge under professional sharpening, costs $5 annually, but delivers a materially worse cooking experience every single day. The premium worth paying? $50 to $150 for a single quality chef's knife from a manufacturer known for steel quality and edge retention. Not a full set, one excellent knife. Number 6. Quality tools for regular use. The distinction between categories where quality matters and categories where it doesn't is often a frequency of use question. Tools used occasionally can reasonably be budget purchases or rentals. Tools used regularly, where failure causes project delays, where poor performance multiplies task time, where replacement frequency erodes the initial cost savings, reward quality investment. A quality power drill from DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Makita costs $150 to $250. A budget drill costs $40 to $60. For a household that uses a drill several times per year for home maintenance and improvement projects, the quality drill delivers more torque, better battery life, more reliable performance, and a 5 to 10-year lifespan versus the budget drill's 2 to 3-year functional life before performance degrades significantly. The cost per use calculation favors quality for regular use tools almost universally. The quality drill used 30 times per year for 8 years costs 83 cents per use. The budget drill used 30 times per year for 3 years before replacement and replaced twice in the same 8-year period costs $1 per use, while delivering worse performance throughout. The premium worth paying: quality from established tool manufacturers for any tool used more than 10 times annually. Budget or rental for tools used occasionally. Number 7. Sunscreen with proven formulations. This entry is specifically about sunscreen efficacy because the consequences of inadequate sun protection, skin cancer, premature aging, cumulative UV damage, are measurable health outcomes that dwarf any cost savings from budget or inadequate products. The FDA regulates sunscreen formulations in the United States, and research on UV protection efficacy shows meaningful differences between sunscreen products in real-world application. Consumer Reports' annual sunscreen testing consistently finds that products claiming specific SPF values frequently deliver lower protection in practice due to formulation instability, inadequate UVA protection despite high SPF ratings, and poor water resistance claims. The products that consistently test at or above their stated protection values are not exclusively premium priced. Consumer Reports' top performers regularly include mid-price options from EltaMD, La Roche-Posay, and Neutrogena. The premium worth paying is for a formulation that independent testing has confirmed delivers its stated protection, not necessarily the most expensive option available. The premium worth paying, $15 to $35 for a sunscreen with independent testing confirmation of stated SPF value, broad-spectrum UVA/UVB protection, and appropriate water resistance for the intended use. Number 8. A reliable used car from a proven make. This entry reframes the quality premium in the vehicle category specifically. The quality premium worth paying on vehicles is not for new over used. It is for reliability record over price alone. The most reliable vehicle categories, Toyota and Honda in particular, with decades of documented reliability data from Consumer Reports, J.D. Power, and owner surveys, command a modest premium over comparable vehicles from manufacturers with weaker reliability records. That premium is justified by lower lifetime repair costs, higher resale values, and reduced probability of catastrophic repair expenses that make older vehicles financially dangerous. A 3 to 5-year-old Toyota Camry or Honda Accord costs $3,000 to $5,000 more than a comparable 3 to 5-year-old vehicle from a manufacturer with a weaker reliability record. Over 5 years of ownership, the reliability premium typically saves $2,000 to $6,000 in repair costs while maintaining a higher resale value at disposition. The net cost of the reliability premium is frequently zero or negative over the full ownership period. The premium worth paying, $2,000 to $5,000 more for a vehicle from a manufacturer with a documented, consistent reliability record in the specific model year being considered, purchased used, and held until maintenance costs suggest disposition. Number 9. Quality cold weather and rain gear. Waterproof and insulated outdoor gear represents a category where the failure mode of budget products is immediate and total. A rain jacket that is not genuinely waterproof is not a rain jacket with limited performance. It is a jacket. A sleeping bag rated to 20 degrees that loses insulation within 2 seasons is not rated to 20 degrees after those 2 seasons. It is a bag rated to whatever temperature the degraded insulation actually supports. For people who use outdoor gear regularly, hiking, cycling, commuting in inclement weather, camping, the premium for quality is justified by performance reliability rather than longevity alone. A Gore-Tex rain jacket at $300 that performs as waterproof through 5 years of regular use costs $60 annually. A $60 rain-resistant jacket that loses its DWR coating after 1 season and requires replacement costs $60 annually, but delivers 1 season of actual protection followed by years of limited protection. For occasional users, rental or borrowing from people who own quality gear is financially superior to buying at any price point. The premium is only justified by regular use. The premium worth paying. Investment in genuine waterproof and insulation technology from manufacturers with documented performance standards for people who use the gear regularly. Rental for occasional use. Number 10. Professional services from qualified practitioners. The premium for qualified professional services, a licensed accountant for complex tax situations, a board-certified specialist for significant health concerns, a licensed structural engineer for home modifications affecting load-bearing elements, is justified by the cost of errors in each category. A CPA who costs $400 to prepare a complex tax return with self-employment income, investment accounts, and deductible business expenses may identify deductions and strategies that reduce the tax liability by $800 to $3,000 compared to DIY preparation. The professional fee produces a positive financial return, in addition to reducing audit risk. The unlicensed contractor who quotes $8,000 for work a licensed contractor quoted $12,000 for is not necessarily providing the same service at lower cost. They may be providing work that fails inspection, creates liability, voids homeowners' insurance coverage for related claims, or requires remediation that costs more than the original licensed quote. The premium worth paying, full market rate for licensed, qualified practitioners in categories where errors have significant financial, legal, or health consequences. The savings from underqualified or unlicensed service providers in these categories are frequently illusory. Where cheap always wins. Number 1. Medications with generic equivalents. The FDA requires generic medications to contain the same active ingredient at the same concentration as their brand name equivalents, produced under the same manufacturing quality standards. Generic ibuprofen and Advil contain identical active ingredients. Generic omeprazole and Prilosec are the same molecule at the same dose. Generic cetirizine and Zytec are chemically identical. The price difference is substantial and entirely attributable to brand marketing costs rather than product quality differences. Generic ibuprofen costs approximately $0.03 per tablet. Advil costs approximately $0.12 per tablet. The active ingredient is identical. The $0.09 per tablet premium funds an advertising budget, not better chemistry. A household that switches all over-the-counter medications to generic equivalents saves $200 to $400 annually with zero change in medication efficacy. Number 2. Basic pantry staples and commodity foods. Store-brand flour, sugar, salt, baking soda, canned tomatoes, dried pasta, rice, oats, and similar commodity pantry items are chemically and nutritionally identical to their branded equivalents in the overwhelming majority of cases. Commodity foods are agricultural products with defined standards. Canned tomatoes are canned tomatoes. The tomatoes in a store brand can and the tomatoes in a brand name can came from the same agricultural supply chain, processed under the same FDA food safety standards to the same product specification. The brand name on the label does not change the tomato. Consumer Reports testing of store brand versus name brand pantry staples consistently finds equivalent or indistinguishable taste and quality in commodity categories. Households that switch their entire pantry staples purchasing to store brands save 25% to 40% on that category, $300 to $600 annually for the average household, with no measurable change in cooking outcomes. Number 3. Household cleaning products. Cleaning products have active ingredients, surfactants, disinfectants, solvents, that are responsible for their cleaning performance. The active ingredients in store-brand cleaning products are identical to those in name-brand equivalents at equivalent concentrations. The difference between Windex and store-brand glass cleaner is not the cleaning chemistry. It is the label and the advertising budget that created the preference for the label. Independent testing of household cleaning products by Consumer Reports and similar organizations consistently finds that store brand alternatives match name brand performance in standard use cases for surface cleaners, laundry detergents, dish soaps, and bathroom cleaners. The premium for branded cleaning products is among the most purely extractive in consumer spending, significant in dollar terms, zero in functional terms.
Number 4. USB cables and basic electronics accessories. The HDMI cable that costs $80 at an electronics retailer and the HDMI cable that costs $8 on Amazon transmit identical digital signals. HDMI is a digital protocol. The signal either transmits correctly or it doesn't. There is no analog degradation that justifies a premium cable. The gold-plated connectors and oxygen-free copper construction marketed in premium cables address signal degradation issues that do not exist in digital transmission at standard consumer distances. USB cables, aux cables, and standard electronics accessories follow the same pattern. The premium charged at electronics retailers for cables is pure margin, not performance. A USB-C cable that meets the USB-C specification transmits data and charges devices at rated speeds regardless of whether it costs $6 or $30. The exception is cables subjected to extreme physical stress, frequent bending, outdoor use, high current charging applications where cable quality affects charging speed reliability. For standard household use, the $8 cable and the $80 cable are functionally identical.
Number 5. Store brand over-the-counter health products. Beyond medications, the store brand advantage extends to first aid supplies, personal care products, and health-adjacent consumer goods, where the active component is standardized and the brand premium is purely marketing. Bandages cover wounds regardless of the character printed on them or the brand name on the box. Hydrogen peroxide is hydrogen peroxide at 3% concentration, regardless of manufacturer. Rubbing alcohol at 70% isopropyl is a commodity product with no meaningful variation between brands. The premium for branded first aid and basic health supplies is entirely attributable to brand recognition and marketing rather than product performance differences. Number 6. Basic gym clothes and athletic wear for non-competitive use. The person exercising for health and fitness, not competing in endurance events where technical fabric performance has measurable outcome effects, does not need $90 athletic shorts from a premium activewear brand. They need shorts that allow freedom of movement, manage moisture adequately, and hold up through regular washing. Store brand and budget athletic wear from mass market retailers meets these requirements at $15 to $25 per item versus $60 to $120 for premium branded alternatives. The exercise performed in the budget shorts produces identical fitness outcomes to the exercise performed in the branded shorts. The sweat is not impressed by the logo. The premium in activewear is disproportionately a status and social signaling premium rather than a performance premium for the majority of recreational exercisers. Number 7. Coffee beans for home brewing. The gap between specialty coffee shop pricing and home brewing costs is one of the most documented premiums in consumer spending. A $7 specialty coffee drink uses approximately 50 cents to $1.50 in ingredients. The rest is rent, labor, equipment amortization, and margin. For home brewing, the quality cliff in coffee beans, the price point above which additional spending produces diminishing returns in cup quality, sits at approximately $15 to $20 per 12-ounce bag for quality whole bean specialty coffee from reputable roasters. Above that price point, the marginal improvement in taste is detectable only by highly trained palates under controlled tasting conditions.
The $45 per bag Ultra Premium Single Origin and the $18 per bag Quality Specialty Roast produce cups that are indistinguishable to the overwhelming majority of home brewers. The premium above $20 per bag is primarily a provenance and story premium rather than a taste outcome premium in home brewing. Number 8. Most kitchen gadgets and unitaskers. The avocado slicer, the strawberry huller, the egg separator, the mango splitter, the cherry pitter, the pineapple corer. Each of these products solves a problem that a $10 paring knife solves with equivalent effectiveness and greater versatility. The premium kitchen gadget category, high-end versions of unitasking tools, compounds the problem by charging significant prices for products that a basic knife, cutting board, and modest skill make entirely unnecessary. The exception is genuinely multifunctional equipment used regularly: a quality blender, a food processor for households that use it consistently, an Instant Pot for households that use it frequently. The rule applies to specialized tools that do one thing a basic tool already does. Number 9. Extended warranties on consumer electronics. Extended warranties were covered as a category where cheap thinking wins earlier in this video's conceptual framework. The empirical case is consistent: profit margins of 50 to 80%, failure timing that falls outside the coverage window, and self-insurance as the mathematically superior alternative for most households. The cheap wins here. Decline the extended warranty on every consumer electronic purchase and direct the equivalent premium to a dedicated repair and replacement fund. Number 10. Bottled water in markets with safe tap water. The United States has among the most regulated municipal water supplies in the world. In the vast majority of American municipalities, tap water meets or exceeds the safety and quality standards applied to bottled water. The EPA regulation of tap water is in several respects more stringent than the FDA regulation of bottled water. A gallon of tap water costs approximately $0.0004. A gallon of bottled water costs $1.20 to $9. The premium of 300 to 2,250 times the cost of tap water is supported by marketing that successfully positioned bottled water as cleaner, safer, or more sophisticated than tap, a positioning that independent water quality testing has consistently failed to confirm. A quality water filter, $25 for a Brita pitcher, producing filtered water at approximately $0.06 per gallon, addresses the legitimate taste and mineral content variations in municipal water at a cost that is 95% lower than bottled water. The reusable bottle eliminates the per-unit cost entirely for beverages consumed away from home. The 20 categories in this video, 10 worth the premium, 10 where cheap wins, share a single evaluative framework that produces the correct answer in any spending category. The premium is worth paying when it produces a measurable outcome difference in the category that matters: safety, health, longevity, professional accuracy. The total cost of ownership over the full use period favors the quality option when replacement frequency and maintenance costs are honestly included, and the consequence of the budget option failing is significant rather than minor. The cheap option wins when independent testing shows equivalent performance between price tiers, the active ingredient, material, or functional specification is standardized by regulation or digital protocol, the premium is attributable to brand marketing rather than product quality, and the failure consequence is minor and easily addressed. This framework, applied consistently across all spending decisions, produces something more useful than either frugality fundamentalism or quality absolutism: a spending map that concentrates resources where they produce genuine returns and redirects them away from premiums that deliver nothing but a higher price tag.
Spend more on tires and mattresses. Spend nothing extra on ibuprofen and HDMI cables. Know the difference. The financial and practical results of knowing the difference compound across thousands of purchasing decisions into a meaningfully better financial position and a meaningfully better daily experience than either extreme produces on its own.
Thanks for sticking around until the end. You're the best. Before you go, make sure to tap subscribe. And if this video made a difference, even a tiny one, don't forget to hit like. I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys.